What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders and the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 26th day of September, and here we are at about $544. Can you believe it? I can't believe it, man. It's looking more and more like what we have here is not a breakout of this trend. I mean, you could call it a breakout, sure, if you want to call it that. I didn't draw the straightest line, but you can see it could be a breakout if you want it to be a breakout. I think it's more of a horizontal channel. I think is what we're forming here at the top. I very much believe that Bitcoin Cash is on the precipice of greatness. That we are about to break out. I can't believe that the high, not but like a week ago, was about $100, over $100 away from the current price, let alone from the low. We could absolutely go lower. It's possible this is the area that we find support at, but I wouldn't be surprised if we went lower. If we look at this on the shorter term time frames, I'm sure that we will get a more decisive kind of idea as to what to expect over the coming days. So let's do that, okay? 1 hour time frame here. Let's see. And then zooming out or using our indicators. The RSI overall is bearish. We're doing something a little bit differently here, though, than we have the other times we found resistance, though, right? Here, you found resistance, move down, move down. Yeah, you kind of consolidated and then moved down, but really you had a high point and then you went down. Here, we're grinding this. I would think we move up a little bit before moving lower. Stochastics are bullishly postured. MACD is bearishly postured. RSI is overall bearish. I think that we have a little bit higher to go right now, but then we're probably going to go lower, right? A little bit higher now and then lower. How high are we going to go? 550, 575, 573, somewhere in this area here, and then we will go lower. Likely we will go to about 520, maybe just above 520, something like that, just below where we're at now at that 531 low. I have to admit, I'm surprised with how low this went. No, this does not shake my confidence in Bitcoin Cash at all. It does not, absolutely not. If we're looking at this on a 4-hour time frame, we do have bullish divergence, very severe bullish divergence on the 4-hour. That's 1, 2, 3 drives of bullish. That's triple bullish divergence. Wow, I wish I looked at that first. That would have saved us some thinking on the 1-hour time frame there. This implies that we will see prices above 570. So 545 now, we probably move up to about 576, 575, yeah, somewhere around there. Back test prior support for resistance, come back down. Bitcoin Cash could have found its low then, you guys. Maybe we come up here, we come back, we find a higher low, or we find a double bottom, something like that. Even if we find a slightly lower low, it would only be slight, I think. Yeah, nice. Maybe we move up going into the end of this month. Maybe we move down at the very last couple of days, but little volatility is what I would expect. I would expect some volatility between now and the end of the month, definitely. Not bad. Not a bad idea there. Yeah, I like what we're doing here. We got triple bullish divergence on the RSI. The MACD, or sorry, the stochastics look like they want to go higher, and the MACD is building bullish momentum with some bullish divergence, to boot. At least something that would take us back to about 560, $15 up from here, but I would think that we hit that 570 area, 575 area, probably. And then we come back down. Now, do we see a lower low is the question. Because if we do see a lower low, the next question would then be, where will the lower low be? Let's look at this. Let's take a high. Oh, that was not the high. Not the high we were looking for. Yeah, right there. 786. Perfect. Right there at about 5. It says 523. Could we wick below it? Sure. Sure. Looking at this here, I'm more convinced now than I thought I would have been by the end of this video that that this is the low. I'm not calling for this to be the low. I'm open to it being the low, but at this point in time, I'm a little bit skeptical. I want to wait and see what happens here. We probably move back up to the 886 reject, and then we find support at the 786. That's my guess. So something around 520, probably just above 520 is what we're going to do before we move higher. Inevitably, Bitcoin Cash is destined for greatness and greatness only. It will settle for nothing less. Absolutely not. It's going to see some dramatically higher prices. I don't know why we're on the Binance chart. Come on, Binance. Should be on Coinbase. It's got the all-time history. Whenever we break out, whenever we actually do have our breakout move, whenever the altcoin markets are coming to life and Bitcoin is ripping and running itself, I would assume that Bitcoin Cash follows suit at a very extraordinary pace. I still believe that by the end of October, we could be at these highs or higher. Certainly by the end of the year, I think that we have a very solid chance of seeing new all time highs, let alone reaching for our all time high area. We have a lot of growth potential here. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if this kicked off any week now, any day now. But at this point in time, being that it's the 26th of September, and we have that, what is it, the Committee of Finance in the Senate meeting to discuss taxation of digital assets on the 1st of October, I would think that we see a little bit of stagnation, maybe a little bit of downside until then. And then after that date, maybe a week after that date at the most, that's when we'll start to move up. A lot of people are expecting October to be Uptober. I'm getting reminiscent of last year where everybody was saying that October was going to be Uptober. And in the first 2 weeks, it was a bloodbath. Not really a bloodbath, but we went down a little bit. I think I was one of the only YouTubers who was saying, no, Uptober's still going to happen. It's not a problem. We were actually calling for Bitcoin to go to 100K, and it did from there. It actually went to like 99K. It missed 100K barely, whatever. And then inevitably it did go to 100K. I think we were calling for it to be by the end of October or by the end of November, something like that. I forget what it was, but Uptober, the main point. Stop talking about myself, trying to talk about the price action here. The main point is that I think because of the way that the markets are designed, psychologically speaking, we're going to see October result in a bullish, very bullish close. It's going to be a phenomenal month. And because of that, I think the opening of the month is going to be bearish. I think that we're going to see the first week or two be bearish, and then the last 2 weeks or three are going to be bullish. That's basically my thought there. So prepare yourselves for what do I want to call it? Tomfoolery, psychological warfare, where people are convincing you that Uptober is no longer a thing. They did it last cycle. They did it, or not last cycle, last year. They tried to tell you that Uptober wasn't a thing, that all of you were calling for Uptober, and that's the reason why we're going down. You're going to hear the same things happen this in the next week or two. But believe me when I tell you, October is going to be a phenomenal month. October, November, December, going into May, April of next year, it's going to be fantastic. Just be patient, sit on your hands, let the dragon do the work for you. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. I hope it's very clear as to what I'm expecting out of Bitcoin Cash. We're going to see the price drop down to about 520, 525. Maybe a little bit lower than that, and it's okay if it goes lower, but I'm thinking 520, 525. And then massive rip. Massive rip is coming. If not, if I'm wrong, the only thing that I'm thinking here that I could be wrong on is that we don't go lower, that we have found our low, and that it's time to start getting bullish right now. But I don't think that that's right. So time will tell. I expect Bitcoin and the rest of crypto to move up maybe over the coming days, but ultimately opening up October bearish. Okay. Take care of yourselves. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Bye bye.